I'm going to share with you 5 spectacular African cichlids. These were just received by me from Andre over at Beantown Aquatics. Andre Fritz over in Houston. Used to be in Boston. That's why he's called Beantown Aquatics. Beantown being one of Boston's nicknames. One of the things I love about getting fish from a professional like Andre is you are going to get very, very good packaging. In this case, a very thick styrofoam case. And on the top of it all, Andre did include a little gift, which I very much appreciate. Thank you for that, my friend. Very nice t-shirt. I'll definitely be wearing that. Probably in the next live stream. I love the packing material he uses. It's not that loose, millions of loose pieces of stuff that you normally see in packaging. Instead, it's one solid piece of insulation. Much cleaner, much neater. Plus, there's an outer bag that he uses that all the other bags go into. So that protects the bags so you don't end up with a bunch of insulating material stuck to the bags that then ends up floating in your aquarium. The first bag has a tangerine tiger. It's a big tangerine tiger, over 5 inches, maybe 6. Got a spectabilis, Nimbochromis spectabilis, one of my favorite of the buco. Of course, I love all the Nimbochromis. A Borlei candango, which is more of the orangey looking Borleis. Nimbochromis. This is a very rare African cichlid called a Nimbochromis linni. This is a cousin of the Fusco. A strigatus, cousin of the eye biter, a lot more mellow than an eye biter. So I've got 5 fish in there, and I'm going to show them to you after they've had a chance to settle in. Let's go ahead and float them. Okay, sweetie. So let's go ahead and I'm going to pour water into these buckets. This is called a flop and drop. Flop and drop. And the first fish is called, what is he called? Can you read that?
What is he?
It's a little hard to read. It's a strigatus. All right, let's cut this open. The person who sent me these fish uses a very thick bag. Again, when you're dealing with a professional, you are going to get better packing and shipping materials. This is not the kind of bag that you would get from a local fish store. He used not 1, not 2, not 3, even not 4, 5 bags of extra thick plastic. These are, I don't know, maybe 5 times, each bag is 5 times thicker than the common bag you'll see at, let's say, a Petco or a PetSmart. He uses metal clasps as well as very thick and very hard wrapped rubber bands as well. So these are really packed to make it through the journey without really leaking. I was just very impressed by the material, the thickness of these bags, really making sure the fish get to you in so what I do is I'm going to flop him into the net, and then you can take a look at him. You ready? Hold on one second. I'll bring the net up to you. See him?
I see it.
Isn't he pretty?
Yeah, he's pretty.
There he goes.
There he goes.
There he is.
Yeah.
Strigatus. This one is a very rare fish. You see what that says?
What does it say?
You see what that says?
Yeah.
It says linni.
Linni.
Yep.
The next fish is linni.
The next fish is a linni. That's right. Let's go right into the main bag here. There we go. That's a little easier. This is a very rare fish.
Wow.
Pretty. Here it goes. A linny.
See what's
This one has a long name. It's a Borlei candango. Okay, where is he? There he is. Come on. Look how pretty he is. He's got blues and reds. There he goes. Borlei candango.
now.
2 more. This is one of my favorite fish. It's called a Nimbochromis spectabilis. They're usually pretty peaceful and they're very colorful. Let's see how colorful this one is. Oh, he's showing a little bit of color.
Ooh, beautiful.
Be beautiful.
Yeah, black.
Okay. Take a look. Woo! There he goes. Nimbochromis.
Let's see what the last one is.
Yeah.
What is this one?
This one's kind of fun. What does that say?
Tangerine tiger.
Tangerine tiger. That's pretty good.
Looking
And those were not easy words to read for a 3.5-year-old. Okay. Okay, Tangerine Tiger, you ready to go to your new home? Okay, let's get him in here. We'll flop and drop. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's beautiful. Look at him.
beautiful. Let's drop him into
He's gorgeous, isn't he? There he goes. Tangerine Tiger. Let's let him relax. We'll turn all the lights off so they can chill and take a little relaxed nap. All right, here we are the next morning. Let's take a look at how the fish are doing. Some of them did get that usual welcome to the cichlid tank greeting, which includes a few hits from some of the other fish. But let's start off by checking out how the Strigatus is doing. And you can see him here on the far right up against the glass, right behind that Nimbochromis. There he is. Young Strigatus showing a little blue in the face, beautiful egg spots on the anal fin. As I mentioned originally, a cousin of that of the eye biter, but usually much more mellow than the eye biter. Strigatus. You can see a few marks on the side where these fish were welcomed to the tank. Here is the Nimbochromis spectabilis. These fish get really spectacular as they get older and start to color up. You'll see blues, sometimes a little bit of red and purple in the body if they get fired up. They get pretty big, not quite as bulky, a little bit more streamlined than the Rhodesiae yellow or the Nimbochromis notatania. Here's the Borlei, more of the orange variety. Candango, I believe, is the collection point. But of course, these are not F1. These were probably down the line, maybe F20. But that's a very nice looking Borlei. Love the way their body is separated out into two very distinct sections, and the beautiful white on the top of the dorsal and the bottom of the anal fin. They can be a little aggressive, Nimbochromis. I mean, but in this tank, I think he'll be fine. Here's that Tangerine Tiger. Beautiful colors on this Tangerine Tiger. He's got a definite some marks on the side where he was given a few little love taps when he first got in. Here he is in a little bit of slow motion, so you can take a look there at the side. You can see where he got a little nip. Now, I'm not sure if that nip was on there when I took him out of the bag, but it wouldn't surprise me that he took a shot. What did surprise me is that one fish seemed to be very interested in him, which was not a fish I would have suspected would be interested in him, and that was the Taiwan reef. The Taiwan reef took an immediate interest in what he was doing in the tank. Kind of an unusual shape of the head on this tangerine tiger. Usually it's a smoother slope. This might be an older fish. Almost has a little bit of a nuchal hump. But you'll see the Taiwan reef, which is normally not an aggressive fish, but at the bottom of the pecking order in this aquarium, so he's just kind of making sure that no new arrivals are going to bump him further down. Here's the Nimbochromis linni. Usually, as far as Nimbochromis go, right, you've got your living stone eyes, you've got your polystigmas, your fuscos, your venusus. This one is probably the most shy and docile of that family of fish. He's been hanging out on the far right side of the aquarium, kind of staying in the shadows. But when I feed, all of the new fish are eating very, very well. And as this one gets older, like Nimbochromis do, he'll start to get marks of blue in the face, maybe little specks of green and red in the body. And what I love about him is the very unusual shape of the mouth. You can see it's kind of looped a little bit, probably designed like the Malawi gar, kind of designed to get between rocks and eat babuna fry, which is what they tend to go after in the wild. Markings similar, kind of a split between a polystigma and a living stone eye. One of my favorite fish. Very hard to find. Yeah, you normally don't think of a Taiwan reef as an aggressive fish, and I think this one is just kind of asserting himself because he's just tired of being at the very bottom of the aquarium pecking order. And so he was very, very much assertive when new fish were added to the aquarium, going after all the new ones. But from the time I filmed this until now, it has settled down, and he is sort of backing off. And something I've talked about before in other videos, that when Haplochromis, get the pecking order, they get the hierarchy worked out, they tend to sort of back off a little bit. They don't stay relentlessly on top of it, like has been my experience with peacocks. They'll stay on a fish and keep harassing the fish until that fish is exhausted and killed. That doesn't seem to be the case so much with the Haplochromis. And as those new fish get bigger, they'll probably get up over that guy. I'm going to give them a good feeding and then turn the lights off again. Keep their bellies full so they're not hangry. and keep the lights out so they can kind of chill out a bit. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Say thank you for your help, baby. And say bye. Here, say bye to everybody. Bye, everybody, and thank you for your help.
Thanks for your help.
Okay.
No, but